Hello, we're back on Farming Simulator 25, and this is a map here that transferred over from Farming Simulator 22, Calmsden Farm. Calmsden Farm. It's a beautiful map. We're going to take a look around here, and there's a few things you might want to consider before you decide to play it. I'm going to point those out. This is your house right here. It looks very nice, like an English manor. You come here to sleep. People walking around, traffic. You got a puppy running around here somewhere. He should show up now. I hear him barking. All right, you got some cabbages over here. I don't think you can do anything to them. Just for looks. Little backyard. Now the map is a little bit tight in typical UK fashion. Like not as bad as Valley Springs, but it's pretty tight. Got some places across the way there. Good looking English townhouses. All right, let's take a little right around. I'm going to show you around the map some. You have quite a bit of property and some pretty good equipment. 3 tractors. We'll go the other way first. There's one of your tractors. You have a few of these fuel depots where you can fill up. You've got a silage bunker over here. You got a cow pen here, or cow barn that holds 50 cows. So that's a good size there. You come with a little slurry tanker, the small one. This gets muddy right here. What I did after a while, almost getting stuck, I put some gravel there, but it does get muddy in true real life fashion. You own this field here. It has grass in it, but it's not technically a field, okay? And you have 3 of them like that with grass in it. So I put some different things in here. A couple of them I plowed and made a field. Let's just hop back on here. Pretty good sized field there. You own that field straight away too. We'll head over there. So it's a pretty good sized field here. It's like 4 acres and change. You can do a lot with that. Cut the grass, feed your cows, make some hay, make some silage, make some TMR. Back this way. Okay, you have a silo here. You open it here. It is not for hay. I tried that. Okay, you come with a milk tank / water tank right here, and that's where you pick it up. We'll look at all the equipment here on the menu. You've got a very small mixer wagon, but it's too little. I would upgrade that. Get this beat up garage here. You have a small, very small mower, small windrower. Like I say, your field, you have a big field over there. I would upgrade those things. Okay, you have a nice field right here. Very nice, has grass in it, so you can go ahead and cut that and start feeding your cows, make some hay. You'll need a tedder. I don't think you have a tedder. This field includes this hill over here that you own. And there's grass over there. It is sloped. And you own some of these trees right here. Heads down that way. Let me show you on the map. Okay, here we are. Right here past this field, you own all these trees down to this other road down here. So, and that's important because you also own a sawmill. We'll look at that in just a second. So this is your property. You have quite a bit. You got this field, but it's not a field. When you look at it, it's just grass, okay? Not a field. You have this little field here that's also not a field, but it's full of grass. And this little field over there. We're going to look at those. And then you have a big field right here that's actually a field with canola in it that you'll need to harvest. One of the first things I did is upgrade my harvester because you have a tiny harvester. All right, let's head back this way. So this is a nice field right here. You can get all kind of grass from that. You might want to plant it and make it a grass field, like plow it up and make it a field. Instead of the field over there. That chunk of land right there, including all the trees in that hill, is 22 acres. And this one over here is a large field of canola, and that is 22 acres. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So you have quite a bit, good bit of land. There's some idiosyncrasies to this map, though, and I'm going to tell you in a second. This is your large tractor. You have one large, and there's your medium. Okay, that's your medium case, and your John Deere is a large, and you have another small one that we looked at. We'll see those on the menu in just a second. You have a small plow. You have a large liquid fertilizer tank. The map is full of these little gates. Kind of adds some charm, but it's an extra step if you do. Some people like it, some don't. Okay, let me show you something over here that's somewhat of a pain in the rear. A couple of things. Okay, this is where your silo is, right here, and the dump part is way back there. So what you got to do, and this road here is narrow, so you have to come up here with your trailer and back it in there at an angle to dump it. It's a little bit aggravating, okay? A little bit aggravating for that silo. Okay, also your workshop, you do have a workshop. However, you're not getting anything big in there. The door should be over there. And it's not. But anyway, you got to come in here, make this corner. So you put your equipment over there, and then you got to come over here, and there's your trigger. But it's hard, anything long, it's hard to get in there. Like if you're pulling a trailer and your trailer needs maintenance, that's really tough to do. Okay, but you do have a workshop, so you can at least do some maintenance on your tractors. Okay, that's that large field again. Now the map has hedgerows, and sometimes they are solid, sometimes they are not. Okay, you have another gas tank over here, so you can fill your stuff up. This is where you pick up your stuff that you put in the silo, and you have a door that opens to the other side here. I actually pulled my trailer through here at an angle, went through to the other side, so I'm facing the right way already. But you have to get it just right or you're going to get stuck. Okay, there's your silo, so you can harvest your canola, put that in there. Let me show you your other little fields you got. A field. So you got two there that are grass, but not a field. And over here you have another one. This grass and not a field. Okay, so you got a good bit of grass, but you have to mow that yourself. The AIs won't work. And this is 4 acres and change too, so it's a pretty good sized field. Look at that, a lot of grass. Very pretty map. It's kind of like the one I played on 22 Greensland or something. All right, let's run through your cycle through your equipment. This is your harvester, pretty small, header. I would upgrade that right away because you don't want to do a 22-acre field with this thing. I started and it was taking forever. And I said, geez, show you where we are here. Okay, it's right here by your big field, which makes sense. Then this is your medium-sized tractor. You got a seeder on the back. You have a trailer here, holds 20,000 liters. All your stuff is used, and some of it, like this, it's got a lot of hours on it. Starts to drop off pretty quick here, but it does the trick to get you started. Okay, you've got a decent shallow cultivator there. You got the small tractor, and this one does have something on it to pick up bales, which is handy if you want to do bales. You do have a baler. Let's look at the equipment list. Okay, your small plow. You do have a fertilizer. That's up by your cow pen across the way in a shed. Fork. You have a bucket. The motorcycle you don't have. I just added that to ride around on. Your little harvester there. You do have a baler. The square bales does not wrap them. There's your other tractor. So this one has 224 horsepower. It's upgradable though to 305. You have your Farm Tech Supersist tanker for or slurry, horse, seeder. This is your large tractor. It has 305 horsepower. It's upgradable to 388. Then you have this small windrower, your cultivator. I would upgrade this. It's too little. Your trailer, that's the same one we looked at. Yours is black, but it's the same one. Your milk tank or water tank. And you have your small tractor. It has 130 horsepower. It's already been upgraded to 130. And you got your small mower. I would upgrade that too because that's little for a lot of grass. Same thing with your windrower. Okay, once again, let me show you something about the map because you have some productions. Okay, you have the biogas plant and you have the sawmill. So let's take a look at that real quick. Okay, the sawmill is up here. Bring your wood up here. There you go. You own this. You own this and this little piece of chunk of land there is not much. When you look at the map. But you can get started. Now, you don't have many trees. We'll look at that in just a second. But I guess you could buy some land and plant some up here or buy some of this land close with some trees. You do have some, though, to get started. But you're going to have to transport them up here. Let's go and look at the biogas plant. All right, here's your biogas plant. This is where you take your slurry and manure and stuff, and you're going to get money for that. Let's look at the production part of it. So you're going to put that stuff in there, manure, silage, slurry, sugar beet cut, and then you're going to make digestate, electrical charge, methane, and you can sell those things. So there you go. So you own all this land up here, this little chunk here, when you look at the map. Okay, you own this whole square, which is kind of cool. And you can't sell it for anything, so 6.45 acres. You could do some other stuff with this land. You could put a big warehouse here. You could put some greenhouses or whatever you wanted to do. You got some open expanse here to use. All right, look at the map again. Now, something peculiar to this map, because you have this cow pen that holds 50 cows, so you're going to be, and it has a milk, connection there, and you have a milk tank already. However, there is not a dairy or a place to sell milk on the map. Okay, regular milk that you're going to get from this, you cannot sell. The only place that takes milk is going to be bottled milk. The only kind you can sell is bottled milk. There's nowhere, you have a milk tank and nothing to take it, nowhere to take it. So you have to figure out your milk, maybe buy a dairy, place it somewhere. You have those grassy lots you can stick somewhere. So there you go. That's kind of crazy as far as the map's concerned. There's your farmer's market over here. Let's go visit that real quick. A lot of your sell points are up here at the farmer's market. You got your livestock up here, various sell points. I guess I could have rode my motorcycle up here. Oh, one of the sell points too was messed up. I'll have to show you that. So we're heading toward the shop, and also a lot of sell points are over here. Actually, used to race motorcycles when I was younger. I do like them, but 65 on this little road. Look at that. Whoa. Oops. Well, okay, right when I started to brag. Okay, this is where, here's your shop. Now, it has a lot of equipment there. You can't use those. They're for decoration only. Okay, if you look on the map, it looks like you own them, but you do not. You can't get at them and it won't work. But you can go here for maintenance on your gear. If you have something big that won't fit in your other shop, bring it up here. Then you have a bunch of these sell points over here too. Okay, several sell points. So what you got to do is just look for the price, see which one's which, because they're all up here. So, but the prices vary. Okay, pretty cool though. This is where the shop is in relation to the map. That's your shop. All your farm areas up there. You got some places up here to sell bales. Another place for bales. Let's go visit. Give you the lay of the land there. This is where you're selling bales. If you want to do that. That's your bio place. Another sell point. Another sell point for bales. All right, we are up here next to there's your sawmill and these sell points right here. Okay. I could not get these guys to work. It wouldn't let me put the stuff in there. The icon just kept blinking and it wouldn't let me dump it. So I'm not sure if that's a little glitch right now with this particular map. All the other ones worked. I exited the game and came back and they still didn't work. So I'm not sure what the glitch is up here, but that's right up here. These two next to your sawmill, or three, they didn't work. Okay, so, and it's called the general store. So those don't work. You don't have a dairy. There's very little productions that's on the map. Okay, you got the sawmill and you have that biogas plant. That's pretty much it. A dairy would be nice, at least place to sell your milk. So plan ahead. You're going to get your 50 cows. I jumped in here and got my 50 cows going, cut the meadow, put some hay in there, and they're making milk, and I had nowhere to take it. So that's pretty much it. All right, that's our map. You can see your land here, your big field, your other field. Oh, let me show you these trees. All right, there's Noah. Okay, if you look at the map, and we're going to go south from Noah. And you have some trees right here. Okay, so you could come over here with your gear, get a chainsaw, cut some of these, take them up to your sawmill. Some of these big ones, though, like this, you're not dragging that through the street, and it won't let you cut the limbs off. So that's a lot of wood right there. It'd be great if you could do it. So anyway, this is where your trees are. You don't have a whole lot when you look at the map. You got this area right here. And that's kind of it for trees. What I was thinking about doing is getting some land up here and just plant some. Let them grow because the sawmill is right there. All right, that's our map. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. This is Calmsden Farm. Pretty nice, very beautiful map with a lot of character. So there you go. Got some pretty large fields in it. Give us a thumbs up. Share this with your farming buddies. I am Farmer Teacher, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.